Good morning, children. Now, today we begin with the last part of the lesson heat, and that is part 4. Kindly note that the part before this, land breeze and sea breeze, is deleted. It's omitted for you, okay? Though it's in the textbook, it's deleted for this year only. Now, we have seen so far that heat transfer takes place in 3 ways. Mainly conduction, which is a mode of heat transfer that does not need the movement of molecules. There is no movement of molecules from one place to the other, but the molecules only vibrate. And as they vibrate, they bang the neighboring molecules, and they in turn cause the neighboring molecules to vibrate. So there is transfer of heat energy by vibration of molecules. The molecules do not move from one place to the other place. Now, the second type of heat transfer is convection, which takes place in liquids. And in this case, the molecules which are close to the flame gain heat energy. They become light, they become less dense, and they move up, and the surrounding molecules take its place. Now, convection, besides taking place in liquids, also takes place in gases. Okay, so in this case, the density changes. So the molecules which are close to the flame, the molecules of water or the molecules of air close to the flame, get heated up, they become light and they rise up, they become less dense, less heavy. And the cooler, heavier molecules come down, the denser ones come down. Those get heated up, again they become light, they move up. So basically it gives rise to convectional currents. So that convection takes place in liquids and gases. And then we have seen the third type of heat transfer, and that is radiation, which does not require any material medium. It does not require a solid, it does not require a gas, it does not require a liquid. Okay, the heat from the sun reaches the earth through a vast empty space, through vacuum. So here there is no vibration of molecules and there is no movement of molecules. Now, whenever any object, whenever any body is hot, that hot body starts radiating heat. Okay, like for example, the sun radiates heat. Now, this heat from the sun is absorbed, and certain amount of heat is not absorbed, but it is re-radiated back, it is transmitted back. Okay, so all hot bodies, remember, they radiate heat, they give out heat, and when heat falls on some other objects, those objects may absorb certain amount of heat. And a part of the heat is transmitted back, some amount is transmitted back. Now, when an object absorbs heat, the temperature of that object increases. Like for example, if we take a thermometer and we put it under our arm, the mercury which is there in the bulb of the thermometer will absorb heat from our body, and that mercury will expand, it will rise, the level of the mercury will rise. Okay, so our body is hotter. So heat from our body is transferred to that mercury, and the level of mercury expands. So whenever any object absorbs heat, the temperature of that object increases. Okay, now always remember that black surfaces absorb more heat as compared to white or any light colored surface. Black surfaces absorb more heat. So since they absorb more heat, you should avoid using black in the summer. So in the summer, you should make use of clothes. You should wear clothes that are light colored, that are white, which will give out, transmit heat and will absorb less heat. And in winters, you can use dark colored clothes, dark blue, black, which can absorb heat and keep you warm. So remember that in different seasons, we need to use different clothes of different colors. So in summer, preferably we should use white or light colors, so that light or white color does not absorb heat, keeping us cooler. Black surfaces absorb more heat, so it increases the temperature of the body. Also, the type of fabric that we use is important. Like for example, in summer, we should use cotton clothes. Now, cotton clothes are made up of cotton fabrics. These fabrics, you know, are made up of cotton fibers, which we get from the seed of cotton plant. And these cotton fibers, when they are woven, they form small, tiny pores, and it absorbs sweat well. And then once that sweat evaporates from the fabric, it causes cooling. So you feel much cooler. So remember that evaporation always causes cooling. When something evaporates, you feel cooler. So cotton fabrics, remember, absorb sweat. When that sweat evaporates, you feel cooler. Is that clear? So you should use cotton. Now, if you look at woolen fabrics, it is seen that woolen fabrics are poor conductors of heat. They trap heat. Okay, now air gets trapped between the woolen fibers, and we know that air prevents heat from our body from escaping into the surroundings. So when we wear a woolen shawl, that woolen shawl, remember, has pores. In those pores there is air, and air is a poor conductor of heat, so it does not allow the heat from our body to escape into the surroundings. Also remember, in winter, if you feel cold, instead of using one thick blanket, it is better to use 2 thinner blankets. Now that's because between the 2 layers, suppose these are the 2 layers, between the 2 blankets there is air. And air is a poor conductor of heat, so it does not allow the heat from your body to escape into the surroundings, keeping you warmer. Is that clear to all of you? So this is all that you have to know in this lesson, heat. Okay, so please go through the videos once more. So we had posted video 1 before the Christmas vacation, and then we started posting video 2, video 3 and video 4 today. So after video 4, there's nothing more that you have to do in heat, and then teacher Nioska will be doing the last lesson with you. That's respiration in organisms.